Hey everyone! In this video we're going to be going through building a chart in the Explore view, or creating your first saved chart. So our team has asked us the question, what are the 10 most popular web pages from the last 2 weeks? And by the end of the video we're going to be able to answer their question by building a query in the Explore view, and then saving that answer and sharing it with them. So let's head to Lightdash and get started. Here you can see I have the pages table open in the Explore view. Now my pages table just has one row per page view over time, so it's going to be the most useful one to answer our question. The first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add some metrics and dimensions to actually build our query. But I just want to explain what dimensions and metrics are before we get started with that. So dimensions are what are used to segment the data in our tables. Things like country or date, or in our example, the web page title. Whereas metrics are used to perform these calculations or aggregations on these segments of your table. For example, the total number of users on a given date, or the total revenue in a given country. So in our question, we have the most popular Lightdash web pages from the last 2 weeks. So our dimension here, or we're going to want to segment our data by the page name or the title. And then for each of those titles, we want to know the popularity. So the way we calculate popularity is by the number of views for each of the web page. So our metric is going to be counting the number of views for each of these web page titles. Once we have the metrics and dimensions that we want to answer our questions in our table, we can hit Run Query and see a sample of the results. So here we go, we have all of our page names and then the number of views for each of these pages. Now, if we want to sort this data in a different way, we can add sorting across multiple metrics or dimensions, and we can sort them ascending or descending, and we can see our sorts and reorder them here. I'm going to leave it as is because we want to know the most popular pages. So those are the pages with the largest number of page views, and that's already at the top, or it's ordered by the highest to lowest number of page views. So we're just going to kind of leave it as is. If we go back to our question, I'm only interested in the most popular web pages from the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and filter my data to only include web page views that happened in the last 2 weeks. I also only want to know the top 10 most popular web pages, so I'm going to limit my results to include only 10 rows. And once I've applied those things, the query actually run without me even pressing it, but the Run Query button should be clicked to make sure that those changes have been applied. And we can see here now I have filtered only to looking at the last 2 weeks, and then I have only the top 10 results. So now that we have all the results that we want, we can open up the chart tab and start building the chart that we're interested in. So here we can see that Lightdash automatically added a chart visualization for us, and we can change a lot of the chart types here to any of the options we have, or we can also configure visually what the chart looks like. So for example, the color of the bars or the name of the axes. I'm just going to kind of leave my chart as a bar chart for now, but I'm going to add some labels on the top of each of the bars so that people can see the total page counts really quickly when they're looking at them. Nice. So we have the chart that we want. So the next thing I want to do is I want to actually share it with my team. I can do this by either hitting the copy link button right here in the top corner, and that copies the link to this chart in my clipboard so people can see whatever chart I'm seeing right now. But if we want to make this chart more permanent, which I think we do because I feel like this is a chart people are going to want to look at more regularly, then we can hit Save Chart and give it a nice title like, what are the 10 most viewed web pages from the last 2 weeks. We can add a description, and then we can save it to a space. And once we're ready, we hit Save. And we can see that our chart is saved. We can see it's now in the shared space. And from here, we can also share it with our team by either clicking on this copy link button or clicking on the link and copying just the link in the browser. Yeah, and so that's how we create a chart from the Explore view. We save it, and then we can share it with the rest of our team. So now they're able to know what are the top 10 most popular web pages from the last 2 weeks.